unlikely bone marrow match that led to a close connection. Statistically speaking, they were an unlikely pair. But after Michael Menifee donated his marrow to baby Jackson Slade, the two became bonded by more than blood and bone. When Menifee landed at the St. John's Airport on the Canadian island of Newfoundland in April, he didn't know what to expect. The 32-year-old Chicago native had traveled almost 4,000 kilometers, 2,485 miles, to spend Easter with the family he had never met. But while he was greeted at the airport by strangers, he quickly realized he was already part of the Slade family. It was like we knew each other for years. That's how comfortable I felt, he told the BBC from his home in Guatemala, where he is working in the U.S. Peace Corps. 3 years ago, Menifee donated some of his bone marrow to Jackson Slade, who was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia when he was just 13 months old. Although the donation procedure can be painful, Menifee said it was doable, and he was fully recovered in about 2 weeks. He donated at Georgetown University Hospital in Washington, D.C., and Jackson was given the transplant at Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. The two didn't even know each other's names. It wasn't until Jackson's mother Melissa Slade asked the donor program DKMS for his contact info in 2016 that Menifee even knew Jackson had survived. According to donor rules, participants must wait 2 years before their identities are revealed, and only if the donor agrees. Thanking the man who gave Jackson life was as much a part of the healing process as the transplant itself, Slade says. I gave birth to him, but I really couldn't give him life. It was Michael who gave him the gift of life, she says. How do you even begin to thank someone for that? When Jackson was diagnosed in the autumn of 2013, doctors said the only thing that could cure him was a bone marrow transplant. But with no good matches in his family, Jackson became one of the 50,000 people each year who look for a marrow donor from a list of strangers. About half of the people on the donor list will never find a match, but luck was on Jackson's side. Menifee had seen a sign for a donor drive run by DKMS at Indiana State University, where he was attending graduate school for public health. Having lost his own mother to leukemia in 2006, Menifee knew how important it was for people to volunteer. But most people who donate a sample to the registry never get called to actually donate bone marrow, DKMS says. So when Menifee learned there was a 1-year-old boy in Canada who needed his bone marrow, he was excited. Their match was especially surprising to doctors because Menifee is African American, while Jackson is white. Doctors match bone marrow according to proteins, called human leukocyte antigen, HLA. With many different HLA markers, it can be difficult to find someone who is a close match, and people with different races will have an especially hard time. Patients have the highest likelihood of finding a match with a donor who may share their ethnic background, says DKMS Director of Medical Logistics David Means. It's one of the reasons why donor programs are always looking for diverse volunteers. Finding out Jackson was alive and well was a huge relief, Menifee says. His own mother died from complications from a stem cell transplant, and he was nervous that his donation would not help Jackson heal. But in the end the two were a perfect match, Means told the BBC. I was amazed and thankful to find out I was a 10/10 match, which is extremely rare especially from different races, Menifee says. After communicating regularly through email, Slade and her grandparents invited Menifee to visit the family in Newfoundland for Easter. Once there, the family had an open house to welcome him. He toured the picturesque seaside towns near St. John's, saw icebergs and enjoyed a traditional jigs dinner, a Sunday boiled feast common in Atlantic Canada. He really felt like part of the family. It was an immediate connection, Slade says. And Jackson, who was now almost 5 years old, enjoyed meeting the man who saved his life, even if he didn't really understand how. Carrying the white teddy bear, Jackson gave Menifee a big hug and a smile, especially when he saw that Menifee had brought him a Mario Brothers bag as a present. His cancer is in remission and there's only a very small chance that it will come back, Slade says. You'd never know it to look at him now, he's a big ball of energy that doesn't stop. While Menifee and the Slades didn't know of each other's existence until last year, now they speak every week. When Menifee left Newfoundland after the holiday, he promised to return. "This is not goodbye, it's see you later," he said. Thank you for listening.